Hello, loves. Good afternoon. I'll roll these windows up. I won't be long so I don't suffocate in here. Um, Today has been really trying for me. Woke up in a fit of anxiety, and it has gone unchecked for these number of hours. And so now I have this ridiculous, excruciating migraine that is moving. But I just need to get home. I need to pick my children up from school and get safely to our destinations so that I can take some time to unpack whatever this is that is welling up. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because I'm irritated. Let me not dismiss and try to absorb my frustration. I guess I can unpack a little bit right now, but waking up this morning, and the first surge just being really just bombarded by anxiety, just things that were causing me uncertainty, to question my decisions, my actions. It didn't turn so much into like a panic attack as much as it was irritating to myself. It's like having a little person, not even a little person. It's like if your shadow that follows you around all day could personify and become physical and tap you on your shoulder, and not just tap you on your shoulder, but just say different things to you and then go back to being a shadow. It's like that thing that just pops up, asks you a question, rhetorical or not, and yeah, all day, just different things. And see, here's the kicker: the thing that I was obsessing most about is a financial thing. Some things I needed to take care of financially, that I had said I'm going to take care of this on this day, take care of this on day, take care of this. But sometimes even in your planning of what you're going to pay, how you're going to pay, when you're going to pay, it can still cause stress and anxiety. I realize that. But because it was such a bother for me today, and just kind of just floating in the back of my mind and kind of going back and forth, like, oh, well, I'm gonna put it to the back because I don't need to take care of it. I've already addressed this. I've already game planned and figured out what I was going to do. But it would keep coming. And so I created a period of time where I could take a break that I hadn't planned on it, to kind of say, you know what, let me do this right now, let me do this, and move some things around, things that I had originally planned on doing later in the week. I was like, you know what, I have time, let me do this now. Maybe that will get this nagging thing, right, take this from my focus. And so I thought this will calm the anxiety. This will calm the nagging. This will shush those voices. And it was pretty cool. Like, I checked my emails and I had some really good inspirational, motivational check-ins with some people that really care about me and that I care about. And that felt really good. Just to read words of love and kindness, and really just helping to pour value back into my day, because I really didn't take the time to just be appreciative of a new day full of new grace and mercy, because of the anxiety of all these things that were just nagging at me. But yeah, so I moved some things around and it was fine. I'm gonna take a trip and do this, go to the ATM, checks and balances. It was really great. On a lighter note is, a payment that was supposed to be sent to me was short, and the goal for it being rectified was for yesterday. And I had a lot of things that I needed to do yesterday, and I did not have the time to kind of check in with people about something, because I feel if you say you're going to do something, I'm trusting you to do it, especially if you know me to do what I say I'm going to do. And if something changes, or I just want to confirm, the burden is on me to do that. And so that it was one of those things like, oh yeah, you said to do that, cool. And so for them to communicate a day later was kind of refreshing, when you're about to dish out money not prematurely, earlier than you had planned, right? It can be a little irritating because, like, I wanted to wait, but my nerves said do it now. So when you send out money for money to be coming in, kind of feels good. And so I was like, okay, this is a good sign, because I felt like I was trading one anxiety for the other. So sending out money, and this might sound crazy because it just sounds crazy as I'm trying to choose my words. So say you have to pay $50, right? You have to pay something for $50, and the very latest that you can pay it is in a week or two, right? And although you have money coming in, whatever the case may be, it's something about sending that $50 out before you had planned to send that $50 out that caused me anxiety. Like, the funds were already earmarked for that, and it should not matter if it gets sent out the 1st, the 15th, the 30th, because those funds were already earmarked for that. But for whatever reason, I felt like I had to do it sooner than later. And on top of that, for some reason, I felt like sending it out sooner than later put me in a financial bind, even though those funds had already been earmarked to do that thing just another day. Like, I don't get that why that complicates things in my brain so much. Yeah, that sounds really crazy, but that was in an effort to hush the internal nagging that I'm doing on myself. I ended up exchanging one annoyance for the other, right? And so didn't realize it because I was taking a drive to go take care of some stuff, and I enjoy driving. I enjoy being on a ride, and it can be in traffic, or not. But as the day continued to grow, after I stopped driving, because when I was driving I was fine, but when I stopped driving, then it became this small discomfort, in the back of my neck. I was like, oh, maybe I put my head in the wrong position while I was, chilling, rolling through traffic, to the point where it was time for me to get in the car to head towards my children. It got so bad, almost to the point where I had to pull over. And so, which I'm kind of doing now. I got here in record time, so I do have a couple minutes before I have to get off this thing. But it moves, and so depending on where the pressure is, sometimes it's behind my eyes, sometimes it's the side of my head, sometimes it's behind my ears, sometimes it's the back of my neck, sometimes it's just so strong that I can't even pinpoint it. It's just annoying. It's crazy because when I think it's a headache, and I'm like, oh, okay, I make sure I ate and I drink water and things of that matter, but of course it gets worse. I've had people ask me, well, why don't you just take something? Why don't you take something? I didn't realize how high my pain tolerance is until when I get to the point where I'm, at home and I've gotten the kids situated and whatever the case may be for the home. And it's like, oh, okay, let me take a snack. Let me take something for this. Me thinking it's a headache. And what ends up happening is knockout cold. And it won't even be for a long time. But what that tells me, and correct me if I'm wrong, just based on how it feels, being the person who's experienced it, it feels like my body was tolerating so much pain and I was pushing through so much stress in my body that when I finally got something that could help relieve it, my body was like, oh, shut down. We got a break. So I'm hoping that my children's good report from school, whatever it is they want to share with me, or just hearing them laugh and play in the backyard, the back seat, excuse me, will give me the dose of endorphins that I need to kind of balance out this whatever's going on in my head. But on a lighter note, I would love to turn this conversation around so that it's not putting all this attention on this excruciating migraine and pressure in my face. I would like to revisit that checking my emails today and finding words of encouragement and love definitely was a balancing act. It's nice to know, it's nice to be able to connect with others. And so I had an interaction with someone very important to me yesterday. And it was a quick exchange, but a meaningful exchange. And in this email, this particular person has shared with me, you know, how they were feeling that, after that, after our exchange. And this person was concerned about me because they were feeling a certain way, which led to concern, right? So she basically was saying, hey, I was kind of in my feelings when I was sharing with you what was going on with me, and I'm not sure if you were in your feelings too, but after, consulting with the Lord and having some downtime, I just wanted to encourage you and share with you what the Lord has shared with me. And it's just so nice to be thought of. And it's just so nice to connect with people in ways other than superficial, right? When you can connect with people and they can interpret accurately body language, tone, silence, and that's the kind of person she is to me. And so just to see an email saying, "Hey, babe, checking in," I'm like, it really was that thing that gave me my footing for today. I felt like God was reminding me that even in discomfort, even in even dealing with anxiety or whatever, it was his way of tapping me on my shoulder and saying, I'm still here. Like, even though things aren't going the way that you think they should go, even though things aren't happening the way you think they should happen, I'm still in control and I'm always here. And so even reflecting in that now, that blesses my spirit. And so I'm going to choose to let that take the narrative for the rest of the day. That in spite of physical discomfort, mental cloudiness, emotional instability, right? There's some really good things going on in my life. And I don't want those things to take a backseat to the few things that might not be going the way that I want it to. I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed to have the flexibility in my day that I have, to have the option to pay something sooner than later. And I'm choosing today to focus more on my full circle revelation, which is staying grateful and feeling blessed because of the faithfulness of my Savior. So, if you're led to, share with me something that might bring you anxiety, and what things you do to help you resolve it. You are loved, you are amazing, and you make a difference. Have a great day.